Unsolicited advice. Unsolicited advice. You know it's good to share problems. I rip straight from the public forums. Unsolicited advice.
I am randomly searching down through these Dear Prudence things to hitting next and next. When you tell me to stop, Dan, I will stop.
And stop.
Oh man, you gotta tell me again because I was scrolled past the end of it. Go ahead,
Stop.
tell me when to stop. Now?
Stop. Now.
All right. This one. Okay. Well,
All right.
we now got to introduce the whole show. We can,
yeah.
the order's out. But hi, I'm Ed,
Hello, I'm Dan.
and welcome to Unsolicited, the show where we take a piece of advice, an advice column from the past, and we rate the question, then we rate the answer, and then what do we do, Dan?
And then we give the worst advice possible.
The worst advice we can think of. If you can think of worst advice,
Yes.
by all means, add it to the comments. So this week we just randomly chose a Dear Prudence article. Dan helped me with choosing it, and the article is called. It's from October 26th, 2020.
Okay.
And it's called "Help! I can't finish my PhD because my wife can't handle the kids on her own."
Oh.
Tough problem. Tough problem.
All right.
And
during a pandemic as well.
Yeah, right. All right, here we go. It's kind of a long one, so I'm going to read it quickly. All right. Question: selfishly generous. I am a father of two. I work and I'm in a PhD program, but my wife is making it difficult. She's a fantastic person, but she's busy on purpose. She's a busy on type. I'm trying to read too fast. She's a busy on purpose type and absolutely refuses to give me time to finish my dissertation. For example, she makes elaborate meals and gets too exhausted to clean up. She takes a full-on bath with the kids every single night. She plans extravagant weekend activities like planting raspberry bushes, but then gets overwhelmed and needs help. Our baby's first birthday party went from a lunch and cake with grandma to an all-day griddle party with pot stickers, pancakes, and all of her siblings plus their partners. I have splitting headaches several times a week because I end up working late into the night after dealing with her time vampirism.
Wow.
With her time vampirism all day. I've tried to talk to her, but she gets really upset because she's doing it for the kids. The kids are really happy, but it's just too much. I offered to drop out because I'm making great money, but she hated that idea. I feel like I have no choice but to quit school against her wishes or file for divorce. I think I'm only asking because I'm afraid those are really the only options, but do you have any ideas?
Wow.
Drop out of school or get a divorce?
All right. So
because your wife needs help with elaborate plans. I want your rating. What do you rate it? What do you think? 1 to 10, Dan.
I'm going to give it a 4. That's what popped in my head right away.
A 4.
I don't like the question.
What's wrong with the question?
I mean, it's like we kind of said before. I think he already knows the answer. In a way.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with a 7, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
But I do kind of feel like it's probably a sincere question. He seems like a douche nozzle.
Yeah. Okay.
But I do think he's like, what do I do? I suppose it is a tough situation.
I mean, how long did he sit there thinking of time vampirism when he could have just been talking to his wife?
Yeah, no joke, right? I think he gets enough time talking to his wife. I think that's probably it. All right. Well, we do. We're at 11 right now.
11.
Not high. Let's see. I don't think we've done Dear Prudence yet. So let's see how we like her advice.
Okay.
Here's your answer. I think you have a few more options than those two, thankfully. For starters, even if you're extremely frustrated, I'd caution you against using a phrase like time vampirism to describe something like your wife being overwhelmed by home improvement projects. Whether time vampirism can sometimes be a useful descriptor of other people, or as I suspect, has more to do with the speaker's inability to say no in the face of someone else's distress, is rather besides the point. This woman is your wife, not a difficult coworker, and thinking of her as a vampire is not going to help your marriage anyway. I wonder what you think your wife is capable of when you say she doesn't give you time for your dissertation. Of course, you both have to be present for the kids in one form or another throughout the day, and much of that may be non-negotiable. But these raspberry bushes are more labor-intensive than I realize. It's hardly a crisis requiring you to drop work and rearrange your entire afternoon. It's relevant, I think, that you can't think of a response in between drop everything when my wife gets in over her head. She's using a lot of quote marks directly. Drop everything when my wife gets in over her head and divorce her or quit school. The idea of staying together but negotiating your way through low level but perhaps frequent, at least at first, conflict seems unimaginable. Dropping an important conversation because your wife gets really upset isn't the way out of this. You two will have to find ways to talk about the things that really upset you without losing your composure or threatening divorce. You can speak honestly about wanting her to prioritize more effectively and stop letting perfect be the enemy of good or good enough. And you should listen patiently to her side of things too. A couples counselor will help you with that. And even if you feel like time is at a premium right now, dedicating an hour or two a week to your relationship will pay off handsomely, I think.
Pretty good advice, I have to say.
Yeah. What's your rating?
I'm gonna say a 7. I like it.
I don't like it as much.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why I said a 7. It wasn't awesome.
I'm gonna go with like I'm between a 5 and a 6. I'm gonna go with
so
a
we're kind of
5
flipped.
I'm gonna go with a 5.5.
5.5. All right.
5.5 because I can't decide. So it's a 5.5.
Why? So what's making it that? What parts don't you like about it?
I think that she's too subtle of pointing out that he's a prick. Like she's using like quote marks to be like, yeah, when you say this, you're kind of a prick, and when you say, you should just be a bit more like, yeah. I mean, she does one point be like, this is your wife. She's not a vampire.
Right. Yeah.
Like the wife probably. I mean, yeah, the wife
Yeah.
is bad at time management, and this is upsetting this guy because he sounds like he's probably good at time management. Maybe I guess I don't know, but I mean, to get irritated every time, that
Right.
she overdoes it on behalf of making a great weekend for you and your kids is like one of the biggest prick things I can imagine. Like, thank her and maybe take less classes. I mean, there's a lot of things that she didn't even touch on. She doesn't go to the root of the problem. She doesn't really offer any solutions outside of
I can
go
see
to counseling.
that. I can see that. Yeah, she really didn't. But then again, is this guy gonna listen? Because like that's what I'm
But
saying.
you
He already
like the
kinda
advice.
knows.
So what do you like about
He's
it?
just looking for another excuse to be like, this thing's a piece of shit. I want a divorce because I need my PhD. Damn it.
Yeah, needs his PhD. Yeah, this guy's gonna change the world. So what do you like about the advice?
I like that. I like that snark. I like that bit of a snark in there. And then for the simple thing that I didn't know what she was gonna be saying. You didn't know what she was gonna say, but we both attached to time vampirism.
Yeah.
As like, oh come on, this guy's just.
Yeah, he does come off as a prick. I feel like I feel like she didn't go quite far enough to put the blame on him.
Right.
For being a bit unrealistic. And if you need a PhD, you don't have to do it in 4 years. You can you can take 10, while you're raising young children, you know what I mean, in order for your wife to provide. And he says that the kids are happy. Like, well, it sounds like she's doing all right. So now we must offer the worst advice possible.
Yes.
What
was he asking? I forget what his final thing was.
He's wondering if she can think of anything besides quitting school and filing for divorce. Does she have any ideas besides quit school?
Okay. All right. I think I got one for him.
Let's hear yours.
He needs to start a whole brand new family somewhere else. One where the wife is going to be understanding and not get in the way of his PhD.
The kids secret family, or should he leave? I mean,
well, I mean, he can just
keep
go
this
on
family
PhD
and then start
trips.
another one.
he has to keep on going on PhD trips, and then that family just slowly goes to the wayside. They become a weekend family, and the new family becomes
It's pretty bad advice.
the
Pretty bad
master
advice.
family. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that he should do both. He should quit school and file for divorce. I think that's the way to go. Quit school and
very simple.
you're right. You're right. You should quit school. You should also file for divorce.
Because nothing was going to come of that PhD.
No,
It's
no.
like that PhD.
boy's
He
gonna-
was just going to be like, I got a PhD in that.
He's gonna be the guy that sits at Denny's at 2 a.m. playing Magic the Gathering, talking about his goddamn PhD. That's what that's this guy. Probably working there because he dropped. he dropped out of
He'll
school.
be working at Lowe's in the gardening department.
He has botany. He's a PhD in botany.
Well,
So
I don't know.
what's it-
I like my advice better.
yeah, I think yours is a little
mine's more
better.
worse.
Yeah,
more
no,
worse.
definitely worse. It's worse to do that.
More despicable.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. So so there we have it.
Right.
You know, the vampire wife and the douche nozzle husband
Uh-huh.
are probably divorced by now. This was October of 2020. It is now May of 2021.
He probably went out and purposely got COVID just to be like, I need to be in the hospital.
coughing on his kids.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you for joining us yet again for another lovely advice column breakdown, I guess.
Yep.
I don't even know what we call this. Unsolicited is what we call this. Thank you for joining us again. We'll see you again very, very soon when we go over another piece of advice in great detail. And
Yeah.
really, what we're trying to do is give some of the worst advice you people have ever heard. And
That's right.
I hope it works out for you. Dan, you got anything to add?
I'll see you in the shower. Not you, just YouTube in
Hey,
general.
What's wrong with me in the shower, man?
Unsolicited advice. Unsolicited